So, welcome to Sundays. Uh, let's just call it New Moon um, Sunday evening live or whatever. Now, when you look at today's lifestyle, how you relate with the people around you, so these will be figures like your parents, friends, or associates, okay? We've been led to believe that our lives are meaningless. So most of you, I would say actually 90% of you, have been made to feel like the choices that you have made have got, or the choices that you have made yourself, okay, don't have an influence in your life. Okay, what do I mean? We are living in a world where there's a lot of depression and despair. And one of the reasons is because very few of us have been taught about our resilience. But the fact remains that we are very resilient people. The other day I was having a conversation with someone who's in business, and they told me, they said, Jegawa Mutaka, Kenyans have bounced back from the economic crunch that has been pushed onto them by the Kenya Kwisha regime. I said, what do you mean? He said, when this Zakayo came into power, they hiked the prices of fuel, they increased taxes on everything. However, Kenyans have found a way to bounce back. So though things are still hard, you are still bouncing back. And it got me thinking, and I decided, wait, no one is teaching us, or no one is reminding us on how resilient we can be as a people, on how capable we can be as a people. And that as a collective, as human beings, whatever you want to call yourself, we can overcome most of our traumas, and eventually we create the life that we feel it's worth for us to be living. So you find that despite what the naysayers are telling you, and these will even be people like your parents, these will be people like friends and associates, or people who are close to your uncles, your aunties. So your aunties will tell you never amount to be anything. Kalipata mimba, alijua tu akaezi maliza shule. So despite all these things, despite you having become pregnant when you are still in high school, despite you having left home with nothing, your resilience has seen you become who you are. Okay? I grew up like many people in a home where there was little hope. So I grew up in an environment that was full of fear. We were always in fear in the environment we grew up with. So this can also explain why I have said, or what I can say, I have spent so many years settling down. Because you see, the years that you're supposed to be in the world, getting in quotes there, if you're coming from that type of setting that has little hope, you find that you use like 10 years just to get to know yourself. So you're out of school, but for 10 years, you still haven't gotten your feet on the ground because you're still learning to be yourself. Umechukua ID, but you don't even know about life, because the people who are supposed to be there for you, your parents, your guardians, your uncles, your aunties, depending on the family that you are coming from, more so you African families, unakutanga the other families are miles ahead. I'll give you an example. Let's use a basic example. Let's look at what you call a group of schools child. So wewe ukiwa public school, where sometimes unaenda shule bila chakula, ama umebeba unakumbuka ile chupa watoto walikuwa wanabeba nayo chakula ilikuwa imechorwa KICC. Ile chupa ulikuwa unaenda na hapa nyuma hivi hiyo chupa ilikuwa ni ya container brown ama orange, you know, and watu walikuwa wanabeba nayo chai. So depending on your background, even after school, you find that you have children who are 100 steps ahead of you. Mwingine ameshikwa mkono na babake amempeleka kwa kanjo. Hai, si uniandikie huku kwa kanjo, si uniandikie huku kwa AP. And there are some parents who have never pushed their children to get anything in life. So when you grew up from such an environment, you find that you may even waste up to 20 years before you settle down. Because those 20 years, you are still trying to know self. You are still trying to find yourself. You are still trying to find your own footing in the world. Okay? So, for you, it's harder to cope with things. For example, children who have come from such backgrounds find it very hard to cope with what you call sarcasm. Okay? You deal with a lot of envy. Because as a child, Bobby, Mogo, Sika, go and check what Bob is dealing with. Come on, Mogo, go. So that's one of my dogs, Bob. So he's gonna get reinforcements from the other side, you know. Akibak huyo anafaa anaenda, si kukaa tu amelala hapo. Anafaa Bob akibak, Mogo anafaa kuenda very fast, reinforcement, kuangalia what is up. Those are my guards. Now, so this is what happens. So when you're growing up from such an environment, sasa niache live yanyu juu yenyu. But you know you have to be taking the message also. So the dogs barking could also mean, who let the dogs out? Could also mean that there's someone who's watching this live and ne magui. Magui. So am I supposed to stop the live or what? Should I end the live? Let's continue the live. So depending on the background that you grew up in, when you're growing up, Bob! Wewe Bob, wewe! Bob amekula? If they back again, I'll have to go and check what's up. So let's hope they don't back again. Back to the live. So when you're growing up in such a homestead, you find that as a child, you spend too much time in what you call distracting yourself. There's too much envy. Unaangalia watoto wa neighbor, moja ameandikishwa jeshi, mwingine ametafutiwa kazi, mwingine amelipiwa kompyuta, mwingine amelipiwa driving school, mwingine na wewe sasa bado uko nyumbani, wewe bado unakatia ng'ombe dhara, wewe bado uko home unasikia mngania ni Yesu kuru alio mosie, mwingine ameingia university. So those are what you call coping mechanism. You find that when you are growing up, you are dealing with a lot of sarcasm. Okay? So you numb yourself. And a lot of you, mnaanzanga kunyonga hapa. A lot of children who start masturbation and all this numbing or what you call coping mechanism or distracting mechanisms where you are distracting yourself from the reality starts around that time. Okay? Because instead of showing up for what you're supposed to be in life, based on your parenting, you get into numbing yourself down. So unaanza kukula mboga, unaanza kukunywa, unaanza looking for something to cope or a distraction. Okay, so you start distracting yourself. Yes.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Hi. Good night, Nuri. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Give me a kiss. See you in the morning.
Yeah.
Sweet dreams, eh?
Okay.
What happens when you're having nightmares? What do you do?
Change the dream.
You turn that dream around and make it a happy dream. Sawa?
I will dream about Mickey Mouse.
You have a dreams about Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the Mickey Mouse dream, you be happy, eh? If Mickey Mouse becomes scary, you become more scary than Mickey Mouse. Sawa? And you stamp on Mickey Mouse. The girls are going to bed. So now, we are living in a time of great division. And a lot of you need to become or to start becoming more believers in yourself. A lot of you need to start believing more in your capacity because your parents, most of your parents are your biggest obstacles. In 2024, if your parent is not encouraging you in any way, shape or form, if your parent is one of your setback, if ukienda kuona mzazi wako instead of akuongeze nguvu anakuacha ukisikia ukiwa less, block that parent. Because you are more inclined to believe your parent. Hata kama hiyo kitu mzazi wako anakuambia ni uongo, you may believe it. For example, if I meet you, I may come and call you any name. Naweza kuja nikuambia umbwa wewe, you are nothing. You may not believe it because you'll be like, But now imagine your own parent anakuja anakuambia you are nothing. So you are going to take it to the heart more than from the stranger. And right now we are going through great division, whether you know it or you don't know it, because now we are in a new world. So being in the new world, that shift, this is why you see the Gen Z cannot agree with their parents, okay? Or the baby boomers. Because there's that great shift whereby your parents do not believe in you. They are non-believers. Okay? So now, we have a new moon today. And I'd like you to plant new seeds in yourself. If you have not done a new moon ritual by now, na kuna mtu amekataza hata kufanya ingine kesho, hata kesho kutwa, I want you to plant in yourself the seed of believing in self. Wewe. Because most of you do not believe in yourselves. And the reason being, your parents have never made you believe in yourself. They have never cheered for you. Akukuja visiting yako ya shule. Even today, your parent has never recognized any effort that you have put. So ni wale wazazi ukinunua gari na kuambia, hiyo gari ndio ulinunua. Niliona Karaja amenunua V8. Mzazi wako hajainunua gari. Wewe umeenda kwenyu na X-Trail. Baada afurahia kuambia, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Unajua kwa hii familia hata hakuna anaanza kuambia, na niliona Kang'ethe anaenda na V8. Sasa hii na V8 ni gani kubwa? Those kind of parents. Recognize that the stories that you believe about yourself, because there's a self-belief that you have inside you, na ujuangi ilitoka wapi, that self-belief is a reflection of your earliest environment, aka if your parents have never been for you, and 90% of your parents have never been for you, they have generational curses behind them, they have generational traumas coming behind them, and they have never wanted to heal. They are not healing. Know that reflection of that environment inakufikia saa hizi, na hiyo ndio inakuanga the projection of your own limitation. Wherever you are limited today, your limitations today, most of them are coming from your parenting. The struggle that you are going through today in your business, in your career, whatever you are going through, understand that it has got nothing to do with you. The sins of our fathers, your Bible tells you, it's not even me telling you, it is your Bible telling you that the sins of your fathers will get you up to the 4th generation. That is the sermon of today. So, wacha niseti simu vizuri. So I want you to start normalizing having hope. Having hope. Because a lot of you have no hope. And I'm not even saying that hope exists, because hope doesn't actually exist. You have to make the change. Maybe you have to go and deal with that dog. Understand kwanza inabakia nini. Unasikia ingine imekataa kuenda. Give me a second. hold that thought of normalizing having hope, because I cannot continue the life when my dog is barking. Give me a second, I'll be back. Let's go and see what the everything in my life is perfect. You imagine immortal. My love, nitengeneze double shot of whiskey and pineapple. Thank you. I need a drink. I deserve a drink. I deserve a drink, eh? I deserve a drink on a new moon in Leo day. So now, it's time we started normalizing what you call hope. Understand that the choices you have, your choices, they create your life. Understand that you can overcome anything. You can overcome your parental blockages, where your parents have no faith in you, because you are more inclined to believe your parents than anybody else around you. So what we need to start teaching the society as we heal, remember what I say, we are healing together, thriving together. So the world we are living in, we focus so much on what we can't do. You can't attain that. You can't do that. You can't be that. Okay? So we are focusing on how the system is rigged. So by focusing on the negative, on what we can't do, we do not have as much impact on the outcomes of our lives. Because the world is already rigged. The world is already, in quotes, in chaos. So it's true, we do have a lot of systematic issues based on that general belief of you are slaves, you are children of the Mau, you have inherited karma and trauma na vitu kama hizo. But to be really honest, we have more power that we have been led to believe. When it comes to the outcome of our lives, we have more power on the outcome of what we become in life than what we have been led to believe. So there's this kind of like, as a leading example of people focusing more on the negative instead of focusing on the people who have been winning. We should have more focus on people who have won despite their backgrounds, or what you call their backgrounds. Okay? So, what I'm going to remind you this evening is that it's time we What is happening? Inactivity. Oh, we are not even at 10,000 likes. So you guys, you are just watching, you're not even tapping the screen, eh? So over 30,000, over 30 people watching, not at Geofiction 10,000, meaning that is why the live is failing. No, the dog was okay. The dog ilikuwa inaniita kwa sababu ilikuwa imekata chain. Ilikuwa inapiga juu imekata chain. Ilikuwa inabweka cause unasikia imenyamaza. So mimi nakuta imekata chain. Na imekata juu masaa yake ya kufunguliwa, but it was on punishment. It was not supposed to be there. So it looks like this live is not important. So we can end the live. If the live is not important, we can end the live. Unajua hakuna haja kukuja hapa kufunza watu hataki kuheal or anything. We can end the live. So anyway, choose every day to believe in yourself. That is a choice that you need to make. Make a choice that aligns with who you want to become, rather than where you are coming from. Stop looking at where you are coming from. Stop looking at your parents and what they have told you can be or you cannot be. Start choosing yourself. Start aligning yourself with whom you want to become. Because let me tell you, human beings have got resilience, and no one should ever tell you that you can't be where you want to be. So we can use our energy to encourage the people around us. Okay? Use that energy to believe in each other. Believe in others' capabilities around yourself. Start rejecting the idea that we are helpless and stuck. Start rejecting that idea that your parents hawatakai kukuona, they sold the land, they have never been there. Start rejecting the idea that you are stuck because you are resilient. We are not stuck anywhere. At any time, at any age, you can start over. Because remember, the reason maybe you are late is because you have spent almost like 20 years trying to settle in based on your background. So start forgiving yourselves for the things you did in survival mode. So you are in survival mode because you didn't have a footing in life. You are still trying to find yourself because your parents ulimaliza shule wakakwambia, "Si umemaliza form 4, enda sasa. Enda ukaanze maisha. Enda ukaandikwa mboches." Kwa hiyo unasikia mzazi akikwambia, "Hata mimi nikiwa na miaka yako nilikuwa nimeandikwa kazi." Start forgiving yourself for the thing you did in survival mode. You had a baby in high school, you are on survival mode. You are on what you call fight or fright. Start taking care of your minds now. Start taking care of your bodies now. You are not fat. You are not out of shape. It's never too late. You can start again. Your mind is still fresh. It doesn't matter the age you are in. Start again. Start watering that mind again. Your mind has been poisoned by the people you care about. Take that mind out. Look at your mind. Observe it. Start watering your mind again. Wewe mwenyewe, start taking care of yourself. Get back to the gym. Start walking. You've been told, oh, umezaa. No. Start taking care of yourself again. You have been taught to neglect yourself. This comes from your parents. Your parents were not even taking care of themselves. Your father was a drunkard. Your mother was a hoe. Your auntie was whatever they were. Okay? So you find that you have been numbing yourself and allowing life to pass you by. Wewe umekuwa mtu wako ni kuangalia tu maisha ikiendelea. Wewe umekuwa spectator. Kazi yako ni kuangalia maisha. Mutulile hana ate. Ninaoni nyina wanga ni wewe kazi yako ni passers by. No. You are not destined. Your destiny is not to live your life in a dysfunctional setting. Okay? That is not your destiny. Your destiny is not you living the secrets of your family. Your father was touching you inappropriately. Your mother was abusing you. Your uncles. Your mother was selling you to your father to sleep with you. Or your father was selling you to other men. Vitu kama hizo. You are not, that is not your destiny. That's not your destiny. To live the secrets of your family. Okay? Your destiny is not the pain of your family. The pain of the family is not yours. There's a reason you came through them. Learn, adapt, and keep it moving. You are not your family. That pain of your family is not you. You came through them for a reason. You choose that family to learn a lesson. And it's about time that you learn that lesson. You are the conscious creator of your own life. Not your sisters, not your brothers, not your uncles or aunties. Your own life. And we're in a world whereby that is not celebrated. So, this was supposed to be a quick message for the evening. You know, I like coming live during the day. My Taurus hour. This is Scorpio hour. Okay? We are about to go to Sagittarius hour. Shout out to all the Sagittarius out there. So, give yourself permission to thrive now. Start giving your permission time to thrive now. Be in your soft era now. Have that courage to try. Where so many people give up because of the voice in their head that says you can't be this. Your mother telling you you'll never be anything. Your father telling you you'll amount into nothingness. The people, places, and things that surround you. Okay? Don't give up because of those voices. Start creating boundaries with the people who are addicted to their own suffering. Your parents are addicted to their own suffering. They don't want to change. Now start having clear boundaries with them because they have an addiction to their suffering and you are not their suffering. You have a life to live. Okay? Start practicing compassion with those people around you who have not yet woken up to their true potential. There are so many people who have never come up to the realization on how much resilience we as human beings, we as spirits having human experiences here. That resilience, there's a lot of people who cannot see it. So allow yourself to be the living example of hope to those who lack it. Your brother has no hope. Your sister has no hope. People in the village have no hope. It was broken, taken away. Now, allow yourself to water yourself and become that again. This is how you actually help the people around you, by thriving. When you thrive, you become a living example of hope for those who lack it. That can be your sister who was married into abject poverty. Because when they were pregnant, they were kicked away from home. Your parents had no emotional intelligence. We should normalize homes where no matter what you do as a child, you are welcome back home. Now, I don't even know what your parents read in their Bible. Wakienda kwa Bible wanasikia kijana alienda, akakunywa pesa, na malaya, na macocaine, na mamatel. Lakini venye alirudi home, the father slaughtered. So unashinanga watu unasomanga nini kanisa? Allow yourself to be the living example. Start proving these people wrong. Start watering yourself again. Get back to the gym. Start looking at yourself in the mirror and changing. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. We mwenyewe. Thrive. We have a new moon today in Leo. Express yourself. Thrive. Start allowing yourself to have hope again. Because we're in a world that is so synthetic that everything has been normalized as chaos, and we have accepted a world where there is no hope on purpose. Ni sawa sawa? Now, I have to go. I was coming in quick, and let me see if there's anyone who was asking anything, a question or something, and then kukererage ya gutara thiko na mweri na riua. What was going on with the dog? Tuambie dogi imedu modhaka unatoa wapi pombe? Tap guys, I agree. Pombe na kuanga nayo mimi utengeneza pombe yangu. Kirirage ya gutara thiko na mweri na riua no nyende kumenya. Gutara thiko na mweri atia? Muthi ntwajia mweri mweru. Mweri ni waingira nyumba ya gatano. Leo. Twi mweri mweru. no mweri no waingira twina mweri mweru nyumba ya gatano. You get what I'm saying? We follow the moon, the lunar cycle. Tunaulizananga leo ni tarehe ngapi? 7. Mwezi wa ngapi? Hatuko mwezi wa 8 August, hiyo mnasema. Hiyo ni kalenda ya Gregorian. Mwaka inaanzanga kuhesabiwa Aries. Bura yake huu. Spring. First month. Niyo mwitaga Yahweh. Or the headspace. In the Bible it is Yahweh. The beginning, spring, when everything is springing into life. Ido cio nesi ajia kumera ni bura yake huu. Tutabi, mimera, mumera, ido ciothe cikianjĩrĩria. Then we move into what you call the second month, or the sun moves into the second house, or what you call mumero, or what you call Baal or Canaan in the Bible, the worship of Baal, the Canaanite god. Then we move into Sodom and Gomorrah, which is Gemini, or your shoulders. Twacoka tugathi mweri wa kana, which is Cancer, your heart space, your Jerusalem. Riu tha ici the fifth house, which is mukonyo waku, your solar plexus, hario hakagwo ira, or what you call the Lion of Judah. Then we are going to go into the sixth house, which is Maria Immaculate or Virgo. Then we go into Libra, which is your pubic area, not the dick and pussy, but the pubic area, your seventh house, your Libra, equal day, equal night. Then we move into Scorpio, the Scorpion king. Okay? Eighth house, your desires, your sexual organs, the below the horizon, why you are wearing an apron, a mason skirt. The reason why masons they wear a skirt, the reason why in the Garden of Eden you are covering your desires na mahuti. Ukioa mahuti ukihubira njaga. Rugano ruu rwao rwa Adam. Utiri kindu tutiari nguo. Then you go into Sagittarius. Shout out to all my Sagittarius in the house. My beautiful moderate and the rest. Sagittarius is the thigh area or the 9th house. Then we go into Capricorn, the 10th house, your knees. Okay? Then we go into your shin area, your Aquarius. Then we go into Pisces, the 12th house. And then we start again at Aries. So why are you talking to them as human beings? Dogs, they are not dogs. Those are spirits in dog bodies. Okay, there's a reason it's called animal husbandry. Your animals are your soul ties. You can come back as that dog you can see in your house, or that cat, depending on who you are. Or that cat can jump, instead of going through the animal kingdom, itoke kwa paka all the way to yourself. I'll give you an example. Right where I'm seated, hapa kwenye nimekaa, Koko ndi ukaa hapa. This is my dog's seat. He sits here, I sit on that side, Monjiro sits on that side, Asali sits on that side, and Nuri. So my dog eats from this table. Anakiangwa sahani yake hapa, anakula, anajua kukula na anajua kungoja, hawezi chukua chakula, hata ukiacha chakula hapa hawezi guza. So remember, he's a dog, he's supposed to be outside. But pia nje niko na umbo akina Mogo na akina Bob na wengine. So him being a dog that is able to come into the house, anaoshwa na shampoo, analala kwa kiti, nikiwasha moto pale kwa chimney anakuja tunakaa, anaenda anapanda kitanda ya msichana, anakuja kwa meza. So he's closer to a human experience than the other dogs. So when that dog dies or transforms, it's going to go to a memory. When you die, you go to your memory, a mindset. Whatever you are, there you are. Now, if that mindset of memory will be someone having sex, whether they know it or they don't know it, and when they're having sex, they have thoughts of dog-like thoughts, like how Coco looks and everything. As a spirit, he's going to go where that resonating, and now that becomes how you get incarnated. So utakuta sasa ilikuwa umbwa, sasa amekuwa mtu. Unaget? Kindly talk about the church windows. I'll talk about that, but not now. It's late, and it's a whole lecture. Mercury is your communication, so the whole Mercury retrograde means that you'll be stuck in a rotation and loop, or things that were in the past may come back. And ukiona ukiuliza hivyo unauliza juu ulikuwa kwa live ya mchana. So I won't repeat that because I talked about Mercury retrograde during the day. Ni sawa? So Mercury is your communication. So when Mercury is in retrograde, you may have second thoughts or feelings about something or a next coming back into your life na vitu kama hizo. Speaking of which, kuna WhatsApp nimeona hapa message ya mtu hatujaongea na yeye for so long, na nimeona message yake nikajua shit, Mercury retrograde imefanya atume WhatsApp message. So hata sisomi na delete tu. Ni sasa au kuwa live ya mchana, basi nimekujibu saa hizi. So do have a beautiful evening, each one teach one. Allow yourself to how do someone know his zodiac sign? Take the day that you are born. Ask your mother, Mom, nilizaliwa tarehe ngapi? That will be your birthday. Tarehe 10. Mwezi wa ngapi? Mwezi wa 7. Mwaka gani? Mwaka fulani. Saa ngapi? Most of your women, African women, hata majui ile masaa ulizaliwa, they don't care. Your men are not there, so they don't even register your date of birth. But other people register the date of your, the time of your birth, because that is a screenshot on the time you came to this world. If you know the time, you are lucky. If you don't know the time, you can get a general agreement or idea on your zodiac sign, but not as accurate like it's supposed to be. When you go to other cultures, I'm using the other phone for light, ningewaonyesha birth certificate. Especially in the West, birth certificate inaandikangwa life birth, ni lazima iandikwe hivyo, life birth, mtoto amezaliwa life birth, date, month, year, time 11:47. Niko na birth certificate for some children here born in Maryland and America. Even the time is written, which inakuanga very easy for you to find what you can say their zodiac time na vitu kama hizo. Ni sawa? You guys, why are you making this a Q&A? Nikisema Q&A amuuliza sasa, okay, how do someone know his, umeshaambiwa hiyo tumejibu. Part of my trauma is fitting in with my classmates who appear richer than me. I always feel off. They appear, wewe umetumia the language, they appear richer than you, because now you are thinking that your money is for you, you are attaching money to richness, but you can have a rich heart. Unajua, look into your charismatic gifts and let that work. Don't try to compete with them. Kuna watu huwezi compete now. Unasikia watu wengine wako na 2 billion in account. Unasikia mtu akisema I'm worth 2 billion 859 million mpaka shillings. 2 billion shillings in your account just sitting. Na uko na assets, uko na apartment, uko na nini na bado unataka kuwa minister of madini na kila kitu. 2 billion shillings. Nah. Today I just felt overwhelmed and cried. That is a good thing to cry. Could it be the retrograde energy or the new moon? You are a Leo. Yeah, you are overwhelmed by those emotions. So it's good to cry. It's good to cry. It's good to cry. Shed that thing. That's why I came for this live, to remind you to block these people. Have boundaries. When we get to Virgo, sahi tuko Leo. When the sun moves into Virgo, a lot is going to happen. Then we are going to go into Libra. Right now, when the sun is in Leo, shit is already hitting the fan. A lot is going to happen. Civil war. Already you can see in the UK, there are blacks against white against Japanese against, so already civil war imeanza. Now it's only gonna get worse. Okay? So we move into Virgo, Marie Mercury, to your ability to bend over backwards or forward. Now, you see, the thing is, we talked about this hata a month jaisha. There was I think I was in some space on Twitter, and I told the people in the US in the Twitter space, nikamwambia, if you want to buy a gun now before they become expensive. As we are speaking today, wameongeza prices of guns because people are already buying guns to protect themselves. Yet hii ni kitu tulikuwa tumesema last month. People need to buy guns now because the need to protect themselves is coming. Because kama uko kwako maneighbor wakidecide kukuja kuvamia jueni black, utoke hapa nje na M16 upige 14, they'll have second thoughts of coming to your home. So by the end of this year 8, which is a karma year, shit is going to happen, a lot of shit. Be prepared. Hapa Kenya walijaribu kuwapea uoga ingine, waliwauzia uoga ya chicken pox, mmekataa kununua. Wamejaribu kuuzia chicken pox uoga ndio msiende maandamano, mmekataa kununua. And I'm proud of you. Hiyo chicken pox uoga mmekataa kununua. Walikuwa wamewekea picha very ugly, KBC wameweka picha watu wako ati chicken pox is spread by sex. Walikuwa wanauzia uoga, mmekataa kununua. I'm proud of you. These are distractions. The other day we were talking about no, let me just end this live. There's no need of doing a live where there's no likes on the page. So do have a beautiful evening. How people are pairing in learning forex and binary trading. Shout out to you and on your forex trading na kila kitu. So do have a beautiful evening. We'll catch up next time in another live. Nasemanga each one teach one. Teamwork makes the dream work. Do have a beautiful evening. I have to go. Queen, I have to go. The same way nimesema you need to have boundaries. Healthy boundaries. It's everywhere. If I'm coming live and naona whatever I'm saying is not appreciated, I don't really have to continue. I don't have to. Okay? Whatever naongea, I can talk to the dogs or the animals, or I can naweza toka hapa niingie Facebook. Si lazima nikuwe TikTok. Okay? Even before TikTok we were teaching. So do have a beautiful evening. Ciao ciao.